This is Free Zone Radio.
From back row students to front and center broadcasters. For Free Zone Radio, this is With Honors Season 2. Around here, basketball season carries a certain energy, markedly different from that of football season. Football often gets all the hype for high schools, but in White County, basketball is its own kind of legendary. Season passes are fought over or have been arbitrated in divorce proceedings. Families have attempted to inherit them. And the kids who play are good, award-winning good. They're coaches, too. Like a lot of young guys, Lucas and Henry both live deep in that world. They're honors sophomores, they're good students, but if you walked into my classroom during a normal week, you might see them sitting toward the back, looking distant. Dare I say, uninvolved. But I get it. I'm a back row Baptist myself. And let's all be true tellers. When I walk into a faculty meeting, I'm not lunging for the front seats either. What's been interesting this year is what happens when you put a microphone in front of these guys, though. These same guys who sit quietly in class light up when they start talking sports. Their voices change, they get sharper, richer, more detailed, more responsive. They start breaking down matchups or coaching decisions and playoff scenarios. The microphone has a way of pulling out a different kind of confidence from these two. Last year, 3 of our honors girls used this space to reflect on balancing school, life, and basketball as the season wrapped up and the playoffs approached. And this year, Lucas and Henry are getting their turn. They're reflecting on the end of basketball, the shift into golf season, what their experience was like from the beginning of the year, and what they're seeing not just in our school's teams, but in college and pro ball as well. And this conversation comes with a big announcement for them. Next year, these two will step into a new role as official commentators for our school's football and basketball broadcasts. That's a huge deal here. They get to inherit some pretty big shoes and move up from the back row to the press box, from watching the game to calling it on the live stream. So today is part reflection, part transition, and part looking ahead. The season changes, but the work doesn't. And neither does the love of the game. Talk about either high school basketball or college basketball or whatever. I don't know pro basketball right now. I'm real weak on that.
It's pretty controversial right now.
Why?
So recently, the Houston Rockets have found Kevin Durant runs 4 burner accounts. And these burner accounts, he has gone on and said some questionable stuff about past teams and past teammates and stuff around that.
Wow.
You've also, All-Star Weekend was this weekend, and it was not what it used to be at all. Just in the aspect of the dunk competition was awful.
That was this weekend?
That was this weekend. It was.
I had no idea. That was nowhere on my radar.
Yeah, it's not put on blast like how it used to be. Last year, it was something that it's usually something that everybody looks forward to. But
yeah.
Right now, it's kind of fell off pretty hard, especially the people that they asked to be in it is rough. I mean, they had a 3-point competition without some of the best 3-point shooters in the whole league, which was very controversial. They also asked, there was a lot of people that are really good dunkers that would not compete in it just because of the rule aspect that they had.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So you have to pay a certain amount to be in this, but you also have an actual agenda that you have to complete before. And a lot of the big dunkers or big players, such as like a big one was Anthony Edwards, that everybody wanted to be in it, and he wouldn't because he didn't want to do all the stuff that was with it. But they also really didn't ask him to do it. It was kind of just like a second option instead of like knowing who it is. Because, I mean, if you watch the NBA, you know that like there's like people that are known for dunking. You got people like Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Russell Westbrook, just people like that in general. And then you got other people that they brought to the dunk competition that half of the people have never heard about or of. and it's just not. It's not what it used to be at all.
Oh, dang.
But
yeah, because you just mentioned that was this weekend, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that was happening. That's how, which as a guy who doesn't really follow pro anything, I still know when it's, the dunk competition.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
Yep. It was not what it should be.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's fallen off? Because
I feel like it's just not. They've brought so many different aspects to the game. Like now you have, at the start of the season, you have this thing called a play-in tournament. And it's before season. It's kind of into season, but it's a whole separate tournament. And it's just like more important than All-Star Weekend. And I feel like everybody is just, it's just not as important to be like inducted into the All-Star game as it used to be. Like it's not as big as like something like a Pro Bowl for football or anything like that.
I didn't know if the industry was changing or if there was a shift in like expectations from, I don't know, managers or owners or what. I don't know. I clearly know nothing about Pro Ball, so I just didn't know if there was a reason for that kind of shift.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a certain reason. It's just nobody really takes it as seriously. It's more of how you do in playoffs and the play-in. The play-in's really important. But other than that, I think it's mostly playoffs.
But also, wasn't it super controversial because LeBron refused to do it in like the early 2010s and that kind of
there's a lot of people
made it fall off. A lot of people didn't want to do it because he wasn't doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that refused it just because they didn't want to like be in that sort of situation. They wanted to just play in the All-Star game. Kind of almost feel like they were taken advantage of or something like that.
Well, that's crummy.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing, I guess, that somebody could try to say is, well, if LeBron's not going to be in there, it gives, I don't know, the young guys or the up-and-comings, I don't know, more of a shot when the King's not going to be taking all the credit or whatever.
That one-day contract for Mac McClung to come
that was rough. I mean, he got signed for 1 day and just to do the dunk competition, which
going to take you out of the G League for just the minimal amount so you can dunk.
Hey, he can dunk the ball. It was better than watching whatever the heck happened this weekend.
Yeah. But the other thing about having somebody like LeBron in there is it brings all the recognition, all the spotlight, because people want to watch him do that.
Yeah.
I saw where President Obama and Michelle Obama were courtside at a game this weekend, but I don't know what game it was. Was that pro or college?
I think they were at the All-Star game. I could
That was the All-Star game?
I think so, with Reggie Miller.
The most famous thing I saw from the All-Star game was that Obama caught a ball that went out of bounds and dapped the guy up. That's the most famous thing that happened out of it.
Well, what about Reggie Miller asking him about when he was mayor, his favorite thing about being around the Chicago team? And Obama said, my favorite thing about it was beating Indiana.
That's right. Okay. Weird times.
Yeah.
What about college ball? What's the state of college ball right now?
Right now, my team currently, best team, Michigan. Always been a huge Michigan fan, probably about 5-6 years now. Best basketball team right now. Dusty May's doing his thing. Really, others, Houston's pretty good. You got your big schools like Duke. Arizona's doing pretty good right now. And then you got your big SEC schools that are doing pretty good. Nothing crazy from the SEC.
Nobody with burner accounts where they've been talking trash about old teams or anything.
No, not really any controversy there. Everybody's kind of doing their thing, but not a good look for Tennessee Volunteers right there.
Not at all. Bruce Pearl. Does that shock you or not shock you?
I can't say it does. That's kind of like our head coach, our old head coach. We now have a really good coach now in Kyle Winningham, but our old head coach, do you know why he got fired?
What's his name?
Sharon Moore.
I wanted to hear that.
Yeah, it's rough, kind of what went on there. But he also had some cheating scandals and stuff like that. But I mean, it goes back to John Harbaugh and all the cheating scandals he was involved with. And
yeah, but this is also like, dude,
it's too close of like they kind of like it's too. I don't know. It's just not something that you can kind of look away from, especially with knowing who he is and how he is. But
Well, I don't want to slander anybody's name, so I'm not going to say anything more about that. But Bruce Pearl. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sharon Moore. Yeah, Michigan football. That took a weird turn this past year.
Yeah.
Were you at all surprised by Do you know about Sharon Moore?
Is it him like assaulting the person?
Oh, yeah.
Then,
Were you at all surprised by the turn that this took?
I don't know. I knew that he was not. I didn't know he was that kind of guy. I knew he was the kind of guy to pull off the cheating scandal stuff that he did, which I don't know if you know, but our rival game, he went and cut their power supply off on their side to where they couldn't communicate from the box down to the field.
Yup.
It's rough being a fan knowing that one of your coaches did that, but I mean.
Can I also just say that of all the things that are listed against Sharon Moore right now, cutting off the power to your rival team during a game and everything sounds like the most normal, acceptable
it's rough the stuff that he's facing right now. But
out of all the other things, I'm just like, okay, he cut the power off. I can live with that.
Home field advantage.
I know that almost just sounds like, well, it's respectable team rivalry, something like I don't know. But assaulting somebody, pulling out a knife, threatening these things, having a girlfriend, this is, ugh. I did not expect that. I didn't think he was a saint or anything, but I just didn't expect the turn that was going to take. He was suddenly fired, and I thought, well, that's kind of surprising. And then everything else came out. Wow. What about Michigan men's basketball?
Men's basketball, Dusty May is our new coach. He's been great. He's really taken over that role, especially actually stepping into the coaching aspect of playing team ball, because last year we had one guard that transferred that was a 5-star, and I mean it was just 1v5 all season, and it was not a very pretty sighting for the Wolverines that year. But this year, doing pretty good for ourselves.
He takes over for what previous coach?
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard. I mean Juwan Howard, right? Does he have a picture? He's Googling again. Henry, dadgummit. What are we paying you for, fact checker?
Not paying me anything.
Nothing good.
All of this part I'm going to have to edit out. Does it
There's
have
no
his picture?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, my gosh, you're right. Okay.
Oh, that guy?
Hey, that's him. That's him.
There he is.
That's more what I was expecting, not a middle-aged white guy.
Juwan.
Yeah, you just don't expect him to be the kind of guy to hit somebody in the face.
Yeah, Juwan Howard. So Michigan men's basketball takes over from former coach Juwan Howard. Do you have any thoughts about old Juwan Howard or anything before I give it over to him?
I thought that he was pretty good while he was there. He kind of had his own sort of coaching style, and it was very unique, especially the way that he practiced. They did a whole lot of running, and it's very generic for them to do that, but the amount that they did, and especially the amount of plays that they put in, was a whole lot more. Like, I feel like he didn't really trust all the guys that he had starting. He trusted, oh my goodness, I can never remember his name. His first name's Trey. I forgot his last name, but he transferred last year. He was a 4-star, and he came in, and that was pretty much the only guy that they had other than your bigs like Danny Wolf, which he's doing pretty good for himself right now in the NBA. But other than that, I feel like he really didn't trust any other guards other than Trey, and he was really unique about all of his play calls and play styles.
Yeah, I was really excited when they had named him head coach because he was part of that Fab Five recruiting class back in '91, and then he got to be such a great player and recognized name. I even saw my dude in an episode of my favorite TV show, The West Wing. Like, he showed up under a different name, but even then he was like, oh, this guy, he was in the Final Four and blah, 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 stuff like that. And then he gets named as head coach at Michigan, and I was like, oh, happy days are here again. Yeah. And then he gets suspended for 5 games after going through the handshake line and having some words and lashing out at people.
Yeah.
And now he's just not there anymore. Juwan Howard. So what basketball team do you like, Henry?
I don't
Do you
Really
like
wa-
basketball?
I mean, I like
Do you know how
basketball.
basketball works?
I know how basketball works. I like basketball, but I just haven't really watched a ton of basketball
That's
this
okay.
year.
I'm not huge into like pro ball, of course,
Yeah.
but college basketball. Now, I like me watching some college basketball. I love when March Madness comes up.
March
so
Madness.
this year
Yeah.
we have to do March Madness in here.
Yes.
We have to do March Madness. I love. I will always think back to a couple years ago. It was the week just before spring break, and my seniors were just casually working on a research project, and I could stream March Madness while they were working.
Yeah.
And I would come into class, and I was like, "This is where I want to work every day. This right here."
We need to make a class bracket.
Class
I
bracket.
love it.
We did that, I think, my 7th grade year with Mr. Savage. We did
Yeah.
a class bracket, and
How well did you do?
we did pretty good.
Yeah?
We didn't do great, but we did pretty good.
My brackets were both so bad last year. So bad last year.
I did one last year, and I think I made it. I didn't make it very far. It was
Okay.
it was not good.
Well, maybe this year you'll have better luck.
Hope so.
Yeah.
And we should do a special prize, something like that.
Yeah.
What about, I mean, we're Tennessee. I feel like we need to talk about Tennessee basketball. What about men's or Lady Vols basketball? Do you have any thoughts about anything?
I don't know too much about the Tennessee aspect of basketball. I mean, I've watched a little bit. My dad's a pretty big fan, but
Yeah.
I know a couple of their prospects. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, they have some good players that came through, like Clayton Ziegler, and they had a couple more that I just don't really remember their names. But I mean, they've always been a pretty well built basketball team, and I mean, doing pretty good for themselves right now.
I want to know the news. There was something in the news today about UConn's coach. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go with it because I can't find it right now. My fact checker's not doing anything here. So UConn's basketball coach for UConn men apparently lashed out at fans yesterday or this week. And even though they won the game, said that we're struggling because y'all aren't doing enough to hype us up.
Said the fans aren't doing enough. and that's why they're losing.
Like in the post-game thing, he was lashing out at the fans.
That's
What do you think about
crazy.
that?
That's a bad look for a coach.
Yeah,
We're not
know.
doing good because of the fans.
I don't know if we can take our game and pin that on the fans.
But they also won. They won their game, but he was like,
especially-
we could be doing
Well, that's even worse.
Yeah.
right? I think, so he won a couple years ago, I think, right? And they didn't make it to Final Four or anything last year, right?
No.
I know he comes from a basketball coaching line, and I know he has success under his belt. He seems to have ego. Like he seems to have angry man something going on with him.
I feel like he has that UConn ego. I feel like anybody that goes to UConn has that ego just of how they're a really good basketball team, but you also have the years prior that they've played really good basketball, but they've also lost to some really bad competition in some pretty big games. And it just really shows. And every single interview after those games are just rough on every coach. I mean, the different coaches, the interviews are just not very good, especially lashing out at. There was one, I think it was probably 2 years ago, that he got on an interview after they lost to an unranked opponent, and they were probably number 3. And he lashed out at a player pretty bad on live television.
Oh, great.
In an interview without him present, and it was pretty bad backlash from that. But
Do you think you gotta have an ego to be a head coach?
I feel like you have to have some sort of ego toward other teams, but you can't really have that ego toward your own players.
Yeah, I feel like me and Lucas have experienced, not college obviously, but some coaches with egos and not.
And that was not good?
No, it's not good for the team. It's not good for the look of the team or the coach. It's not really great for team morale. Like,
Why?
it's just.
Give me an example without naming names. If you don't want to name names, give me an example.
It just feels like you're getting put down. Like you make a tiny little mistake and like getting put down.
I feel like if you have the experience that you talk about, or you have that past experience that's a higher level, then you can have some sort of ego. But if you don't have that past experience and you're not well applied to be able to have that kind of ego.
Well, surely ego should never come at your expense, the player, right?
Yeah.
Like the captain of the ship has to lead you there somehow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's got to be a champion somehow. But we kind of want like big bad attitudes. I think Americans especially, we kind of want big bad attitudes. We want a good healthy dose of ego.
Yeah.
I think
But-
you definitely have to have ego, but you have to be able to rein it back and like support your team and not just scream and yell and
What about your teachers? Do you want ego in your teachers? Do you want any ego in your teachers? Or should we be all humble, meek, mild?
I feel like there's definitely levels to it.
Yeah, I think a little bit of ego is good, a little bit of confidence, but there's some teachers that may take it a little far.
Yeah.
Like some of these piece of crap English teachers here, right?
Yeah, some math teachers.
Oh,
Math teachers.
okay.
Last year's math teachers.
I say all this because it does kind of tie back into Greek tragedy, just because it's on my head right now. And they're shaking their heads and rolling
What
their
a
eyes.
nerd.
Wait, he brings it back to the classroom. But I mean, that's what the Greeks teach us, is that, all this pride and vanity and hubris. Like, it's fine to run the show a little bit with it, and we like the show, but sooner or later it comes back to fall on your head. And if Creon is going on about this ship of state and it's all me, then you don't want that in a head coach, because sooner or later it's just going to come back on them. I mean, You've already named names: Sharon Moore, Jawan Howard, Bruce Pearl. Like, look at where the pride and the ego and the vanity has sometimes led them. Yow.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you know anything about UT men's basketball? Rick Barnes right now?
Not too much, no.
I don't feel like Rick Barnes has a huge ego. Like, I don't feel like the man is devastating in that kind of way. I feel like he's got a good reputation. Good honor to him. And then, of course, we Sparta had a coach for the Lady Vols, Kelly Jolly Harper. But now, who is their coach now, Lady Vols? Do we know? That's how far we quit caring.
Yeah.
Because
after
they
she
got rid of
left,
Kelly Jolly Harper, and now we're like, I don't even know. My cousin's going to hate me because she was a huge UT Lady Vols fan. But, okay, so here we are coming down another level. What about high school? What do you want to talk about with high school sports right now? It is currently, we're veering toward the end of February.
Yeah, going straight into playoffs.
Yeah.
First round of playoffs for the boys playing tournament shouldn't be a problem for the boys. They have Livingston Thursday night, I'm pretty sure, and the girls will have probably Upperman for their playing, which will be a pretty good game there.
But we just played Livingston the other night, right?
Yeah, Livingston should be no problem for either team.
And the boys trounced them, right?
Yeah, lost a bet to Lucas on that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
you bet against your own team, Henry?
No, he bet for his own team.
We did over under 80 points, and I thought for sure after the first quarter, like, we're gonna have 80 points, and we stopped at like 70 something because we put in all the other players.
Yeah,
took out the starters.
But Upperman's going to be an uphill fight for the girls.
Upperman will be a tough battle. They definitely, if they play together, like they did against York, they played really good against York, even though it's not really a great team.
Right.
But, I mean, they really played good. As long as they don't have a slip-up, the Stowe Memorial game was pretty bad for them.
Yeah.
Just anything like that. The boys, after they play Livingston, go to play Upperman, and that'll be rough. But you also have the game that we played here, and I mean, we were only down probably 10 points at one point, and then they just kind of ran away with it off a couple turnovers. But I feel like if they play together and they actually play, each person plays their roles, and they get a couple shots to fall from beyond the arc, I feel like they can definitely pull something together to stay close with them or at least compete.
Do you know, I know what caused the boys team to lose to Upperman the other night? And it actually wasn't any of our gameplay or anything. Do you know this?
No.
Oh my, you don't know this. Because we were leading in the first period against Upperman, right? We were up.
Yeah.
And then so it was the end of the first quarter and we were going into the next. It was Kenneth Broyles and Jacqueline Broyles who sit amongst us. They were not sitting in their regular season seats for the first period. And then at the end of that, they got up to go back to their regular. And we said, no, you got to sit. And they went back to their seats and our scores went down. I think it's because they broke the juju of whatever they set up.
Superstitious?
How do you not be superstitious about ball? Are you
I've grown
superstitious
up
at all?
playing baseball my whole life,
right?
and that's a lot of what it is.
You
Don't
gotta
step
have
on the
superstition.
line. And
You always
don't do all
have
this.
superstition about it. You never step over that line, right?
Yeah. I don't realize it, but I do have a lot more superstition when it comes to basketball and golf than I really think about. Basketball, I have a knee brace, and if I wear it on the right side, I play like crap. And it's just kind of like a thing that's just kind of happened. So
it's true.
Yeah, I always wore it on the left side. And I mean, I've played fine and like it. But
right. What about your superstitions? I mean, we got the regular ones about baseball, but what about superstition? Do you have anything personal? This guy wears the knee brace on a particular leg.
Not really.
Nothing?
No. Most of what we did, just like if we're playing really good, not making a lot of errors, or we're getting a lot of hits, you don't move like where you're standing on the fence and stuff.
Okay.
Just stuff like that.
But nothing personal or individual for you?
Not particularly.
Okay. Our girls team played York. As of recording this, we played York last night. York was my high school. That's where I graduated from. But I also knew we were going to come out of that winners.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to do that. Yeah. And by we, I mean Sparta, because that's the school I work for, and that's our team. But it was not as much of a blowout versus York, the Lady Dragons, as I thought it was going to be. Why do you think that is?
I feel like they really laid back. And I feel like Dodgen also let a couple of his bench players play, which is really good before tournament because especially with the Livingston game, some of the girls got in pretty bad foul trouble, especially against a team that easy. And he kind of had to dig into his bench a lot more than he usually does. And I feel like it's good to let them get that, and just in case if that happens in a tournament game that some of them are ready.
Yeah, come playoffs and somebody gets hurt or somebody gets deep into foul trouble, you need more players to be able to come off the bench and actually play, have experience.
Yeah, especially, knock on wood, if you get somebody like how Ashlyn tore her ACL last year, you get something like that happen in a playoff, and then it's rough, especially for that next year because you're going to have somebody sub for that.
Yeah. Superstition. We're all going to knock on wood right now that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So do not look crossways at me. This is not ridiculous. Jamestown, Tennessee is at a much higher elevation up on the mountain than we are down here. Does that have anything to do with gameplay differences, do you think? Having to go uphill at a slightly higher elevation?
For certain sports, it definitely is.
Okay.
You get a sport like golf, and you play up in...
If you play in Colorado or somewhere like in the mountains, you know,
a much more real elevation.
I feel like a couple hundred feet, it's not really going to make a difference, especially for basketball.
I feel like if you do lose, though, I don't think that's a terrible excuse. I mean,
we'll say.
Well, we had to go uphill.
So Livingston first for the women, and then Upperman first for the guys.
It's going to be rough.
We won't name any names. I would be happy to see Upperman boys lose. I would be happy, and we don't need to say any names. I'm just kind of sick and tired of watching Upperman. And certain players on Upperman. I'm just kind of sick and tired all over of that.
It's not like they're really good as a team, but you also have that one egotistical person, unnamed, very known, that is just their center of their team. And I mean, if he plays bad, their team's not good.
Right.
You always have that lean back player in your big of Colton Johnson, and then you have your other two guard at Joseph Maynard, at which he's only a sophomore. He's pretty good, but I feel like we also have that in Colton Norris. I mean, he's just as good at playing his role as Joseph Maynard is.
Colt has been a good six-man coming off the bench and doing a job.
He has played one of the best six-man, just doing his job, like scoring when he needs to, but also he gets every rebound that goes up. Yeah. And he's playing some of the biggest dudes I've seen in high school basketball. I mean, the dude that they played at Stone, I mean, they both were probably 6'4", 6'5", and I mean, he probably had 5 or 6 rebounds at Stone by himself, even though they did lose. Yeah. But I feel like if they play hard and play together and everybody plays their role, I feel like they have a pretty good chance of staying with them, if not winning.
Yeah. What about coaching styles for the different teams? Because we got Dodgen for our women's team, for the Warriorettes, and then we got Eric Mitchell, the man.
Eric Mitchell, boy.
The man, the myth, the legend himself, who coaches our Warriors basketball team. What do you think about Dodgen's style this season?
I feel like Dodgen has really, portrayed his own style. I feel like he has that kind of grittiness to go in there and win games when he needs to, but he also has that kind of lays back sometimes when they are up or playing that team and kind of letting everybody play.
Yeah.
He's just a really good overall coach when it comes to just the basics. And then
What about
you get
Mitchell?
Yeah, I feel like Mitchell is more. He's not as gritty as Dodgen when it comes to that aspect, but he also like is kind of the smarter like guy. Like he kind of understands a little bit more. I feel like he kind of knows when certain players need to be played and kind of how certain things work, especially in the aspect of guards. He has a whole lot more guards than Dodgen does. But I feel like their guards on the girls' team also play the role of a bigger guard or a post. They can kind of just do it all. But then you get to the boys' team, and you kind of have, like, Tucker will play the shooting guard role very well. But you also have players like Jack Carpenter that can play that role too.
Yeah.
And then you have the point guard aspect. You have Cole, and then you have Lucas Smith. And I feel like you could stick Mason into that role, but he also will play that shooting guard role too, and he can play post. They just kind of have their own roles to where the girls kind of play it all. Like, I mean, the other night against Livingston, I think Bella Winningham probably had the most layups out of anybody. I mean, just making an absolute clinic in the paint. And then you also have Gracie. I mean, the first half, she couldn't get anything to fall, but I mean, she still has that team to fall back on that are so good at scoring the ball. Yeah. I feel like that's really their best aspect is scoring the ball. They do have some really good defense. So that press Livingston could not deal with that press at all.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of both of our coaches. And it goes without being said that Eric Mitchell, once upon a time quoted, he only bleeds one color, maroon and gray.
Which didn't think about that one very much. It's like Charles Barkley saying, "I got 2 words for you," and then giving a whole speech.
I adore both guys. Huge fans of both. So on our 2 basketball teams, I don't know. Well, this will have to be. I'm going to come back to this next time, and I'm going to have like a series of questions for you about this one. On our women's team. Best 3-point shot goes to most consistently or best shot?
As of this season, I think percentage wise and whoever I want taking the shot from beyond the arc, I think Kylie Norris.
Really?
I feel like everybody wants to stick Bella Winningham there, but I feel like she's so consistent in shooting. Like you have Bella that has the more range and she can really fire it when she gets hot, but you also have that fallback shooter in Kylie. That if you pass it to her wide open, there's probably a 75% chance it's going in.
I get that.
I mean, she made probably 4 or 5 against Livingston.
Yeah.
It's just so consistent.
Well, I'm a huge fan of both of them too.
Yeah.
What about best layups? Best layups.
Yeah, I feel like I have to take Gracie. I mean, Gracie is the easy. I mean, she makes getting to the rims look so easy, especially just the way that she like directs through traffic and just being able to get to the rim.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
What about on our guys team? Best 3-point goes to?
3-point's got to be Tucker. I mean, Tucker is just that fallback shooter, but he can also make some crazy stuff when he needs to. I mean, he can shoot off the dribble, off the catch.
Pulled up from the volleyball line a couple times against Livingston.
Heck yeah.
I mean, he can flick it. Getting to the rim, I really want to say Cole, but I feel like Lucas Smith can really get to the rim. Cole and Lucas Smith are right there. But, I mean, as a shooter, Lucas Smith is not really that shooter aspect. But you also have Cole who can flick it sometimes. I mean, he's got that shooter role in him. But I feel like Lucas Smith, his real job is getting to the rim.
On our men's team, who's meanest?
Meanest.
That guy's going to win it. Meanest.
I feel like that's got to be Cole. I mean,
really? You think so? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Cole really has that tenacity of being that kind of guy, that kind of player that he needs to be, playing his role. You also have people that'll fight for it. Mason Steele's a really good one that'll do that.
That's who I was going to be.
Yeah. Mason's up there, but I feel like Cole is just he'll actually get it done to where Mason will say he'll get it done, but sometimes it just won't fall through.
Yeah. What about on our women's team? Meanest.
Probably Lakeland.
Oh.
I mean, she's really, I mean, she'll get after it when she needs to. I mean, she's a great guard. I mean, probably one of the best point guards that's came through here in a while. just really good at playing her role. But she also, I mean, she has a grit on defense. That's one of their main defensive players. And I mean, she's really good.
Late G. Yeah, I would agree with that. I saw Cole the morning after our Upperman game, and I was telling him, you know, I don't know you, you don't know me. We've never had class before, but I enjoy watching you play ball, boy. And I said, during the game, a player from Upperman that we don't need to name scored on you, and you had something to say to him. And I'm not going to ask what you said, but I can see you running your mouth to him. And whatever it was you said, Colton Johnson on the other team turned and looked at you like, what?
Yeah.
It shocked him. And I was like, I'm not going to ask what you said. I'm just going to say I'm proud of
I feel like you get those kind of big name guys and you see the matchup, especially this year, and you see that big name guy and it's always Cole Sims guarding him. Yeah. I mean, he really just wants to challenge every single time. I mean, every time we've played Upperman, even his freshman year, he was guarding Ty over somebody like Tripp, because that's who I assumed that would guard Ty. You have, I mean, he just plays so hard. He sometimes turns, he gets, sometimes he plays out of his role and he gets a little too open to where he's kind of trying to do everything. But he also, when he reels it back in, and especially this year, I feel like he's done a really good job of it, just actually being a team player, being a good role player for them. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to where we go next with this. What else you want to talk about with sports? You got your list over here.
Yeah, so recently we have been asked to do the commentating for
God, that makes me so happy. Good.
Yeah, sports commentating for Warrior Media. Good. Which is pretty good. Invite, especially just being asked to do it, it's really really kind of special to be able to do that, especially just looking back. Like, I can remember watching the Sams and Jacks and all of them doing it. Just kind of special to be asked to do that, and it's kind of important to us.
God, that makes me excited then. God, that makes me excited. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, good. What are you looking forward to most about it? I mean, you're obviously inheriting a lot of great examples that have gone before y'all. What else are you looking forward to?
I feel like the commentator role has always been one that I've really liked to do. I feel like I've always obtained that kind of knowledge to be able to do that, I feel like, but also just being around sports in general and not playing and still having that kind of role in a sport and being able to be involved is really important.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to go to the football games and commentate all that, because there's a ton of huge plays all the time, especially with Cole and Tucker and everybody. But I think the basketball games are going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to basketball a little bit more than football, but
there's a lot of breaks during the football games.
Yeah.
But basketball is just one after another.
Yeah. Because my daughter cheers, so the last few years I've been going to all the football games and everything, but next year she's going to be gone, so I don't know that I'll attend in-person football games as consistently.
Hey, that's okay. You can stay home and listen to us.
That's what I was going to say, but now I get to stay home and listen to that. Yeah. That does make me excited. So if I chat during the stream, you'll all chat back? You'll at least comment back?
Not sure. You'll have to run that one by Miss Allen.
Always got to run.
Hey, maybe we can get you a guest appearance during the halftime game. Maybe you can sit in. You can commentate with us.
Remember Sam had me do a halftime interview one time. I would love to come back and talk to y'all sometime. That would be really cool.
I think we do get to pick out who we interview for some of them. There are
some of them they plan out.
That makes a lot of sense.
But I think we get to pick a few.
Have you worked any with AV Media doing any of the ball games so far?
I did filming for the actual broadcasts that they do for Ben Loman and Warrior Media. I did the main field cam for that for last year.
Has that been a good experience or a challenge or what?
I feel like football season wasn't as bad because it's a lot easier to keep up with. Basketball season, they have other people do it, but I did it the first couple of games, and it's a lot harder to keep up with the kind of pace.
Yeah.
But football was definitely fun because I was kind of the emotion cam, so I got to see all Carter Rich's best celebrations. That was a big one that I watched out for was Carter. He always had something to do after a big play.
Yeah.
At the Livingston game, me and Lucas got to sit behind Dagan and Andrew, kind of listen to what they were doing, experience the box up there. And
What do you think about Dagan and Andrew's style? What would you say about their style?
Andrew is definitely built to be a commentator, and then you throw someone in there like Dagan to really give like a personality to it, and like
that's a good word.
Yeah,
he is a personality.
He's like Andrew's personality on the other side. Like Andrew's really like a logical kind of guy, like give you all the stats, and then you got Dagan to kind of lighten the mood.
Mm-hmm. I have had these guys in class before, and I'm certain nobody would disagree with me. It really surprised me how well Andrew did commentating this year because he's such a quiet guy in class.
Yeah.
I think I had him all sophomore year and heard him talk like maybe 3 times. So
he
he's
is a quiet guy,
dude.
But when he does talk, he's funny. He's on the golf team, so the last 2 years we've got to experience that, and it's always a little chirping or something.
Yeah, it's always fun getting to know Andrew. I've known Andrew quite a while, so he's a really good guy.
What about like previous guys like Sam and Sam Squared? Like, what was their style like?
I feel like they both really had a lot of personality. I feel like Sam Dykes really brought a lot, but you also had I can't remember his last name. The other Sam.
Sam Roberts.
That's it.
Sam Rob.
Yeah. You also had him. I mean, they really complemented each other very well, but I feel like they were like the same exact kind of commentator when it came to that.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job, but they would sometimes get carried away and talk about more of themselves in the football game.
Yeah, I feel like I heard a lot more about bowling than I've ever heard in my life.
That hole-in-one, he's never played golf before, but he did make a hole-in-one. And someone named Savannah, she got brought up a lot.
I could imagine that. So you guys, I'm lucky enough to get to have you in honors class, and now you're going to be the voice for Warrior Media commentating. We do broadcast coverage for football and basketball. Is that it? Am I right?
Yes, football and basketball.
What do you think about that? Should it stay football and basketball, or should we expand in coming years?
I feel like there's not a whole lot to expand to there. I feel like the only other couple ones would be something like baseball, and I feel like baseball it's something that's more of like a radio broadcast thing. Like I feel like it's not really a commentating kind of deal. And it's a little bit harder to do that with 2 people, especially a whole baseball game.
Yeah, and it is like football, a little slow.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of downtime in between everything. It's just, it would be a lot more to talk about other than just the baseball game going on itself.
Sam Dykes would have been great at it.
Yeah, you would have
Just saying, I love Sam Dykes, but
you would have had a lot of downtime to talk about whatever you wanted.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else you got? What else you want to talk about?
So this year's golf season's approaching pretty quickly, a lot faster than I thought. This summer, kind of getting ready for everything, just being able to balance everything, especially for junior year. I know this year I did a pretty good job about it. Don't know about Henry, but balancing, just being able to keep up with your work, especially with how much out of school and how much work you miss and learning and stuff, especially for the first quarter of school.
That's always how it goes that first semester. Because my golf guys, you've got so many different things to go to.
Yeah.
You're always out of school, at least like that first month or 2. It feels like you've got a lot
miss at least a day a week usually.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
But you did it well.
Yeah,
Try my best.
Yeah, it was pretty good balance. I know last year, especially in the social studies aspect of it, it was not very good for last year. I mean, it was hard to balance it all, getting used to it. But I feel like after last year, I kind of knew what was coming sophomore year and kind of how to work everything around.
When you think back on your performance for last year in golf, what are you thinking about coming up this year?
I feel like so I know that freshman year was not very good for either. Not really good for anybody. You had our main one, which is Lucas Dickerson, and he was very good. That was pretty much our only one, other than Tripp could show up sometimes and play pretty good. But other than that, I feel like it was kind of everybody's learning season kind of getting in the groove of everything. It was kind of most of our teams start to school golf other than a couple of them.
There was people like Bray and Trip Tollison who had played in middle school and earlier, but me and Lucas, it was our first year, and there was a couple other guys.
Holy cow. So you've only been doing this since freshman year?
Yeah, only since freshman year. We started 8th grade summer going into freshman year.
Okay. So I'm going to confess, I know very little about golf. I know very little about it. My brother golfs a lot. My son golfs a lot. I know almost nothing about it.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with like your average from year to year? Are you thinking about points, percent? Like, how does that work?
So kind of how I did it is this past year, I didn't do it freshman year because I didn't really know about it. But this past year, there's an app called 18 Birdies, and you kind of just plug your rounds in there, and it'll give you a handicap, which is how far you are off of scratch, which is usually 72, depending on what course you play.
Yeah, just even par.
Yeah. And then you kind of just go from there. So this last season, I think all the scores combined from this last season was around a plus 15 or a plus 16 for average. So it was about 86, 87.
Okay.
And then you also had your average per round, which that depends. So the handicap is kind of how much you are off par. So that's your plus. More than likely it's going to be plus. You have, I think most of everybody last year were probably plus 18, plus 17, somewhere around there. Not really anybody that shot crazy low, but you had people that had the potential, if they did have a good round, to shoot pretty good. But other than that, everybody was really on like the same level, especially with our new district move. We moved districts from freshman year to sophomore year that we played in maybe it was A4, A3, something like that. But we moved districts, and it was a lot more kind of competition based. Like we were a lot closer to the competition than we were the year before.
Gotcha. What are you thinking about this upcoming season?
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared.
Because you're going to have to get better at or good at what?
Everything, really.
Everything?
Yeah, well, over the winter, we've both taken pretty long breaks because you can't really play when it's 15 degrees and cloudy.
Right.
So getting back in the swing of things.
Literally.
I
got to...
Need some sound effects on there.
Yeah, I felt like definitely getting back into the swing of things, but also I had a pretty laid back practice routine, but I also did not have my driver's license.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's going to be a lot easier with the driver's license.
I now obtained my driver's license, so I feel like my practice routine will be a lot more consistent and it'll be a lot better. So looking forward to this season, really just excited for everything.
Okay. So basketball this week coming up. We've got girls play Livingston when?
I think they both play Thursday.
Both play Thursday.
Pretty sure.
So I think we need to come back to the table next week. And do like, how did things turn out and where do we go from here?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
And then we should have like a special guest.
Eric Mitchell.
Yeah, Eric Mitchell. I think we could get Eric Mitchell on here.
Well, there's 3 people. We either need Eric Mitchell, Michael Dodgen, or Coach D.
Oh, there you go.
Media Arts, he's always there. AV.
Y'all are going to have to tune in next year and listen to these 2 guys broadcast for Warrior Media. I am so glad that their voices got picked. I'm gonna text them right now, right after this, and say, yes, that was absolutely the right choice to make. And we'll meet back up next week. I'm gonna put this on air as soon as I can, so that it'll be live out there right now.
All right.
And then we'll meet back up next week and see how sports is going.
Sounds good.
All right. With Honors is a Free Zone radio production, produced here in Sparta, Tennessee. You can find more of our shows here on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to great content. Check out our new show, Second Stage, premiering this season, as well as our brother podcast, A Dead Man's Books and Haston Curation.
Hey everyone, My name is Drew, and I want to talk to you about my show, A Deadman's Books. The show was created with the mindset of whenever I pass away, as morbidly as that sounds, that my children would inherit my books. And of all the things that I'm going to pass down to them, I think that that's the one thing that I want them to make sure that they keep and go through on their own time. But I want to be there next to them whenever they read these things. And so I created a podcast so that they could go back and listen to me and my friends and other people as we read through these books and what we had to think about it. But it's grown to so much more. We've got authors we interview. We talk about everyday life. We talk about how literature connects to life. All of those things in one place. And now we want you to come along with us and join us. This is a podcast not just for my kids, but for everyone who loves to read, everyone who loves a good story, everyone who's a parent, everyone who's a teacher, everyone who just enjoys literature. This is a place to come. So come join us every Monday on A Deadman's Books.